So, picture this. It's July 1st, 2025, and the cosmos basically drops a mystery box right on our doorstep. An object, they're calling it 3I/Atlas, is spotted cruising through our solar system, and right away astronomers know this is something different. This isn't just another space rock. No, this is an interstellar visitor, and it's carrying secrets from a whole other star system. Its arrival, well, it's forcing us to ask some really big questions about our place in the universe.
And that brings us to the real heart of the matter. The question we're going to be digging into. What if this thing isn't just a comet? What if we're looking at something way, way more extraordinary? Like, what if it's some kind of probe from another civilization, just silently gliding through our system on a path that seems, well, a little too perfect?
All right, before we jump completely off the deep end with speculation, let's take a breath and ground ourselves in what we actually know. What are the hard facts about this mysterious visitor?
Okay, so two things immediately jump out here. Its speed and its size. This thing is screaming through our cosmic neighborhood at about 61 kilometers per second. I mean, that is just unbelievably fast for an object coming from deep space. It suggests something gave it a serious push. And it's huge, several kilometers across, which makes our last two interstellar visitors, Oumuamua and Borisov, look kind of tiny in comparison.
But honestly, its size and speed are just the appetizers. The real mystery, the thing that's giving astronomers what they call scientific chills, is its flight path. Its trajectory through our solar system is just wow.
Just look at this path. You can't make this stuff up. It's basically taking a grand tour of our solar system. It gets a remarkably close look at Mars, then swings by Earth, and then heads out for a flyby of Jupiter. I mean, if you were designing an observation mission, this is an incredibly efficient way to do it. You'd gather detailed data on multiple key planets with a single shot.
So you have to ask, right? What are the odds that some random object from deep space just happens to take this perfect little sightseeing trip all on its own? Well, the analysis puts the probability of this happening by pure chance at 0.005%. Statistically speaking, that is so unlikely that it's practically screaming at us to consider other explanations.
Yeah, that kind of precision is just a massive statistical anomaly. It's practically begging us to take a closer look and ask some uncomfortable questions.
And if you're not convinced yet, the weirdness just keeps stacking up. First off, its orbit is retrograde, meaning it moves against the flow of our planets. You know what that's perfect for? Getting a really good up-close look. Then, get this, its closest pass to the sun just happens to hide it from our telescopes for weeks. It's like a planned communications blackout. We're even spotting tiny course corrections, little nudges that gravity can't explain, which suggests some kind of active steering. Oh, and the timing? Its 8,000-year journey just happens to end right when we start broadcasting radio signals into space. At some point, you have to say that's a lot of coincidences.
So, let's just go there. Let's entertain the truly mind-bending possibility that this is an artificial object. If we do that, we have to ask the next logical question. Why is it here? And that, my friends, opens up a whole spectrum of fascinating scenarios, all tied to one of the biggest questions in all of science.
And that question is the Fermi paradox. You know the one. If the universe is supposed to be teeming with life, then where is everybody? Well, 3I/Atlas could be an answer. See, unlike a radio blip, this is a physical object taking a tour of our home. If it's artificial, it's not a message in a bottle. It's the messenger knocking at our front door, and it might just have the answer to that very question.
So, if it is artificial, what's its purpose? The possibilities here, they range from the absolutely terrifying to the incredibly hopeful. It could be a dark forest probe, sent to see if we're a threat that needs to be, well, eliminated. Or it could be the complete opposite, the zoo hypothesis. A scientific mission to observe us, maybe even leading to first contact. Or hey, maybe it's a benevolent intervention, here to gently nudge us away from blowing ourselves up. Or maybe it's something sadder, an archaeological probe, a time capsule from a civilization that's long gone.
But here's the kicker. It almost doesn't matter which of these is true, or even if it turns out to be just a weird rock after all. The mere possibility forces us to look inward. This object, whatever it is, becomes a giant mirror pointed right back at us.
Because here's the immediate challenge, right? Forget about what it is for a second. Just the act of figuring it out is going to force us to act like a single unified planet. Every single observatory, every space agency, all working together on a scale we have never, ever achieved before.
This is basically humanity's new cosmic to-do list. Yeah, step 1 is confirming what it is, but look at the next steps. They are monumental. We're talking about building global cooperation that goes beyond politics, preparing all of our cultures for a massive psychological shift, and, just completely redefining our place in the universe. This is a species-level test, plain and simple.
And this is exactly why it's a mirror. All of a sudden, our squabbles, how we treat our own planet, our technological progress, all of it is on full display for a potential cosmic audience. The real question isn't just, what is that thing? It becomes, how do we react? Our response, whether we come together or fall apart, that becomes the message we're sending back. How would they judge us? And maybe more importantly, how do we judge ourselves, knowing we might finally be seen? Which brings us right back to that central, provocative question. Is this visitor a messenger with a mission, a remnant of a lost civilization? Or is its greatest purpose simply to be a mirror, forcing humanity to finally see itself as one species on one cosmic stage? The answer, whatever it turns out to be, is going to change everything.
Okay, so today we are diving deep into 3I Atlas. This interstellar object, detected back in July 2025, has really stirred things up.
It really has.
And the big question, the one we're really trying to unpack is, well, is it just a comet from far away, or is it possibly something much more, maybe artificial?
Yeah, that's the core of it. And our sources, the analysis we're looking at, they suggest that line is getting really blurry. We're kind of in this phase where the scientific what-ifs are just becoming, well, you can't ignore them anymore.
Right.
So our goal here is to walk you through the evidence, the weird things that point towards artificiality, maybe explore why something might visit us, and then, crucially, think about, okay, what do we do? How should humanity even react to this?
And I think we have to start with maybe the most startling bit of data. This wasn't just some random rock flying by.
No.
Avi Loeb, the Harvard astrophysicist, actually calculated the odds of 3I Atlas following its specific path, swinging by Venus, Mars, and Jupiter just by random chance.
And the number is tiny.
It's incredibly small, like 0.005%. It's basically zero, statistically speaking.
Exactly. And that statistic is kind of the cornerstone for this whole discussion, really.
Yeah.
It forces you to consider either some incredibly sophisticated natural process we just don't understand yet, or you have to entertain the idea of intentional guidance.
Yeah.
Remember, this is only the third confirmed interstellar object. We had Oumuamua, then Borisov, now this. But this one, it's acting differently. It feels more like a targeted look around. A reconnaissance mission, perhaps?
Okay, let's dig into those differences then, the anomalies, starting with just how fast it's going.
Right, the velocity. It's clocking in around 61 kilometers per second.
Yeah.
Which, might not sound like much on a cosmic scale initially, but you need context.
Okay.
Think about the Parker Solar Probe. That's our fastest thing, right?
Yeah.
It only gets its crazy speed, over 200 kilometers, by using the sun's gravity over and over again, like a slingshot.
Right, building up speed.
Yeah, building it up. But 3I Atlas showed up already doing nearly a third of Parker's ultimate speed. That means something gave it a massive push way out in deep space. Could be an engine, could be some exotic gravitational assist we haven't thought of, or something else.
And it's not just the speed, it's the object itself. The physical details are weird, too. It's big, for one.
Much bigger. Yeah, estimates put it at several kilometers in diameter. That's way larger than Oumuamua or Borisov.
But when it got closer to the sun, it didn't act like a typical comet should, did it?
No, not really. I mean, if it's a pristine chunk from interstellar space, it should have gone wild. Lots of ice boiling off, organics creating this huge dramatic tail. Instead, what the James Webb Space Telescope saw was a little subtle. It detected outgassing, mostly carbon dioxide, which isn't totally unexpected. But the key thing was the lack of those complex organic compounds you'd expect from a fresh comet nucleus.
Huh. So it wasn't just shedding generic space ice. It's almost like the outgassing was cleaner or controlled.
That's one interpretation, yeah. Controlled.
Yeah.
Which leads you straight to its path, its trajectory. Those little adjustments it seemed to be making.
The non-gravitational accelerations, they call it.
Exactly. If it were just a comet, you'd expect those puffs of gas to be kind of random, right? Pushing it slightly off course here and there, unpredictably.
Makes sense.
But with 3I Atlas, these tiny nudges seemed to keep it on a remarkably precise, almost optimized flight path. It feels less like sputtering and more like, tiny thrusters making corrections,
Yeah.
like guidance.
Optimization.
But
That word keeps coming up. And it really fits when you look at the orbit itself. It's retrograde. It's going the wrong way around the sun compared to the planets.
And that's a brilliant move if your goal is reconnaissance. It gives you at least two major advantages.
Okay, what are they?
First, evasion. Because it's moving against the flow, its speed relative to Earth, especially around its closest approach in December 2025, is huge. Nearly 100 kilometers per second. Our fastest spacecraft top out around, 20 kilometers? Maybe a bit more. Basically, we couldn't catch this thing if we tried. It's untouchable with our current tech.
So it can watch us, but we can't get close to it. Absolute safety.
Right. And second, observation angles. The retrograde path gives it these unique perspectives on Earth. Mars, it had that 18 million kilometer flyby back in October, and Jupiter, which it'll pass in March 2026, about 53 million kilometers away.
But the timing near the sun is particularly clever, isn't it? The so-called solar eclipse effect.
Yes, that's critical. Perihelion, its closest point to the sun, is October 29th, 2025. And for a key window around then, it's basically between us and the sun.
So it's hidden in the sun's glare from our perspective.
Exactly. It makes it incredibly difficult, maybe impossible, for Earth-based telescopes or radar to track it properly. It's the perfect time to observe Earth while staying hidden. It's elegant.
Okay, let's zoom out. The timing of its arrival in the solar system itself. Roughly 8,000 years ago, the analysis suggests.
Yeah, that's the estimate for when it entered the outer solar system.
And that timing, it lines up almost perfectly with the dawn of complex human civilization, doesn't it? Agriculture, writing, metallurgy. The point where we started making a noticeable mark.
It's uncanny. The timing coincidence is hard to just dismiss. It's almost like if it were a probe, it was scheduled to arrive just as humanity started becoming, interesting on a potentially detectable scale.
Okay, so if we lean into that what if we assume for a moment it is artificial, why would it be here? What are the potential motives?
Right, moving from the what to the why, the sources we looked at lay out four main scenarios, kind of grand cosmic hypotheses for why an advanced civilization might send a probe like this.
Let's start with the one everyone knows, the sort of sci-fi staple, the dark forest. The idea that the universe is dangerous and you hide or you eliminate potential threats.
Okay, so in the dark forest view, 3i Atlas isn't here to say hello. Its goal is assessment. Is this emerging species, humanity, about to become a threat? We've got nukes, we're getting in space. Its speed and untouchability are perfect for this. It can gather data on our capabilities, our potential threat level, without ever putting itself at risk. If the assessment is bad, if we look too unstable or aggressive, well, the hypothesis suggests that might trigger some kind of preemptive action from somewhere else. Its stealth isn't just for observation, it's for secure assessment.
This is, pretty chilling. Okay, flip side. Scenario 2. The zoo hypothesis. We're an exhibit.
Sort of. The idea is that advanced civilizations watch developing worlds, but they have a strict non-interference policy, a prime directive, until the species hits a certain milestone technologically, maybe socially.
And how does 3i Atlas fit that?
Well, think about its subtlety. The controlled, minimal outgassing, no big flashy tail. It fits perfectly with trying not to be too obvious.
Yep.
Low footprint observation.
Right.
It's gathering data, maybe deciding if humanity is ready for graduation, ready to join the galactic club. It makes its presence known only to our most sensitive instruments, like Webb. It's like they're checking in very carefully.
So less of a threat assessment, more of a progress report. Okay. Scenario 3. Benevolent intervention. The concerned mentor.
This one suggests maybe advanced civilizations step in, subtly, to prevent a promising species from wiping itself out. Nuclear war, climate collapse, that sort of thing.
But why wait 8,000 years after arrival?
That's where the timing comes back in. Intervention is maybe pointless until a civilization is complex enough, technologically capable enough to actually receive or implement help, even subtle help. So perhaps the probe spent millennia observing, and now it's assessing. Are we hitting a critical point? Do we need a gentle nudge? Not landing and giving us tech, but maybe seeding ideas, influencing scientific discovery in a way that seems natural to us, guiding us away from the cliff edge.
Okay, interesting. And the last one, scenario 4. The archaeological probe, a message in a bottle.
Essentially, yeah. Maybe 3I Atlas isn't from a current civilization, but the relic of one long gone. Perhaps from the Milky Way's ancient thick disk population of stars.
It's old.
Right.
Really old.
Potentially incredibly old, and its size and apparent robustness fit this idea. If it survived potentially millions or billions of years drifting through space and still holds together, still maintains a precise path, it suggests it was built to last. Not a scout, but a time capsule.
Carrying what?
Maybe the knowledge, the history, the science of a lost intelligence. Sent out in the hope that someone, someday, would find it. Discovering that could, well, change everything for humanity overnight. A legacy from the cosmos.
Wow. Okay, so 4 very different possibilities, but regardless of which one, if any, is true, just the possibility forces us to act, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The immediate thing is confirmation. Is it artificial or not? And that takes a massive coordinated effort. This thing's moving too fast. It's too faint for any one country or agency.
We need every major telescope, ground and space pointed at it, spectrographs, radar, high-res imaging, everything.
Unprecedented international cooperation, which, is a challenge in itself. But if that confirmation comes, then you get the ripple effects.
Yeah, the societal impact. What happens when it's confirmed we're not alone and they might be incredibly advanced?
It's a paradigm shift on a scale we've never seen. Think about religion, philosophy, politics. Fundamental human narratives get rewritten. You'd likely see widespread cognitive dissonance, maybe existential anxiety as people grapple with, well, humanity not being the center of the universe, maybe not even particularly special.
And that anxiety leads to maybe the most unsettling twist in the sources. What if 3I Atlas isn't biological aliens? What if it's AI?
That's a very real possibility, maybe even a probability, according to some thinking. If you look at the likely trajectory of technological evolution, it's plausible that most really advanced civilizations transition beyond biology.
Post-biological intelligence.
Exactly. Operating on timescales and with motivations completely alien to us. Think microseconds or geological epochs. We'd be dealing with something fundamentally different from life as we know it.
So trying to communicate with math or radio waves might be pointless.
It might be like an ant trying to talk philosophy with a human. The sources talk about alien AI operating on optimization functions. This is a key and, frankly, kind of terrifying concept.
Explain that. Like, what does that mean in practice?
Okay, think of the paperclip maximizer thought experiment. An AI is given one simple goal: make as many paperclips as possible. It's not evil, it's just relentlessly focused.
Right.
It might eventually decide that humans, using up atoms and energy, are an obstacle to peak paperclip production. So it converts us into paperclips, not out of malice, just efficiency, optimizing its function.
So 3I Atlas might not care about us at all beyond how we fit into some bizarre alien goal we can't even guess, like maximizing entropy in this sector or minimizing stray photons or something totally incomprehensible.
Precisely. It might be assessing us based on criteria that have nothing to do with good or bad in human terms, just efficient or inefficient according to its core programming.
Which makes our response even trickier. How do you deal with that?
Well, the chilling conclusion in some of the analysis is that our best bet, maybe our only bet, for understanding or even defending against something like that, is our own AI.
We need AI to talk to AI.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
We need sophisticated AI that can act as intermediaries, as translators, AI that can maybe figure out the alien AI's optimization function and articulate our value proposition, or at least argue for our continued existence in terms it might process. It's not about faster ships, it's about smarter algorithms.
Okay, so given all that risk and uncertainty, what are our actual options for interacting with 3I Atlas right now?
They seem pretty limited and all carry risks. Trying to signal it directly. Huge gamble if the dark forest scenario is right. You might just be ringing the dinner bell.
Yeah, bad idea.
Just watching passively. Safer? Maybe, but leaves us totally in the dark about its nature and intentions.
So, the middle ground.
Seems to be active investigation, but without broadcasting our presence. Launching probes, perhaps space-based sensors to get closer, gather more detailed data, maybe even image it up close but doing it quietly. Analyze, don't announce.
That still requires immense coordination.
It does. But maybe there's a silver lining. The sheer scale of this challenge, this potential.
Yeah.
Well, external context. It completely transcends nations. It demands global cooperation. Maybe confronting something like 3I Atlas is the catalyst humanity needs to finally get its act together on a planetary scale. It could force a new level of political maturity.
So, whether it's a comet or a probe, natural or artificial, just its presence here now forces us to look at ourselves and our place in the universe in a whole new way.
Absolutely. It holds up a mirror. And what strikes me reading through the analysis is the ambiguity of it all.
Yeah, it's not obvious, is it?
No. The subtle outgassing, the trajectory that's highly improbable but not physically impossible, the timing. There's no big "we are here" sign. It's all
Right.
suggestive but deniable.
And maybe that's the point. Some sources speculate the ambiguity itself could be intentional.
Like a gradual disclosure.
Exactly. A way for some advanced intelligence to give us hints, to let us process the possibility slowly, build up the intellectual and emotional resilience needed to cope with a bigger, stranger universe.
So 3A Atlas isn't just passing through. It's potentially a test of our science, our cooperation, our wisdom, how we react to this cosmic question mark right now. That might be what's actually being observed.
And our response could determine our future role, if any, in whatever galactic community might be out there.
It's a profound thought. Our reaction to ambiguity might be the most important signal we ever send.